actually ran away.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with big ass predators. And I'm probably gonna die if one like a giant grizzly takes me out. But guess what? That's something I can see.
Yeah.
I can deal with. Like the scorpion in my shoe, like
Yeah.
kills you, or a spider that can
Dude,
kill you within an hour. That's insane.
the worst
Or a
one I've
frog.
seen is there's a video of a guy who's like on a construction site or something in Australia, and he's like, "Oh, I could have sworn there was something scratching my ear with my earmuffs on, so I kept trying to like flick it off, and then eventually he's taking a video like his cell phone, and he shows you the inside of his earmuff, and there's a fucking I don't know what kind of spider it is. There's a spider inside his earmuff, like the size of a pop can. Like it's like a pop can with legs inside his earmuff. Like,
How big are his fucking earmuffs?
well, maybe not. It's like a business. It's like a computer mouse. Okay, that's a more appropriate.
Okay, yeah,
It's like a computer mouse with legs inside his earmuff. Ugh! It's like the most disgusting thing I can think of. Like,
oh, I actually don't mind them if they're in like a cage. Like
oh,
I think that they're really cool. I like spiders, I like snakes, I like all that kind of stuff. The thing is if that little bugger's in my boot and it can kill me,
yeah,
that's another story. Or like those poison dart frogs or something like a frog, a cute little frog with giant eyes can kill you like almost immediately. Like it paralyzes you and you die because your muscles no longer work
yeah.
and you die that way. So you pretty much suffocate. That's insane. I would rather like have my head ripped off
By an
by
angry girlfriend.
100%, yeah, than a little tiny cute frog killing me. I'd be like, oh, get up to heaven or whatever, and you die.
Dude, I can't remember what I was
Frog.
watching the other day, and they were like, if you ever go into a girl's place and she has pet snakes, like run away. And
No.
honestly, it's kind of true. Like when I
Yeah.
heard that, I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good idea from past experience. But no, what was it that you would just? Oh, one of the coolest things I saw this summer was we were out scouting for sheep, and one of the guys I was with, he ended up leaving the season early. He was not like a trustworthy person to have like around the camps. But one thing he was really good at is spotting. Like he could see shit from like you could look through your binoculars and still not see what he was seeing with his naked. It was crazy. It was, but he had been a guide for like a couple decades. Like he was like one of those guys. He could just
Movement.
different eyeballs,
Yeah.
and he got a video through the spotting scope, like with his phone mounted on it. He got a video of a wolf killing a lamb right on the ridge of a mountain. Like, because we were sitting there watching, there's 20 or 30 sheep on the mountain,
Yeah.
and he just was like scanning around, and he's like took the video, and he showed me the video afterwards. But yeah, of like a wolf coming up over the ridge and grabbing a lamb, and then just like taking it out right there and getting to me. It was crazy.
I told you, wolves are
Yeah.
scary monsters,
Yeah.
man. They're beautiful. I love them.
Yeah.
Scary ass monsters with
Yeah.
big ass jaws and teeth that, if a pack wants you, you're done.
Hmm.
I've seen, what was it? I think it was a
Nature is metal.
yeah, it was on I'm a huge I love Planet Earth. So Planet
yeah.
Earth and Planet Earth 2. I've watched both of them. Like when I was prepping for my combat jiu-jitsu match there,
Hmm.
we watched it together. Everyone was like rage metal and
Yeah.
rap songs in our hallway, and then I'm sitting there and we're watching Planet Earth
Yeah.
together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's my way of prepping for anything, is just chilling and having a good time. So watching Planet Earth, but yeah, on Planet Earth 2, there's two. There's that one where those iguanas or the lizards
Where they're running from the
from the
like the snakes. Oh,
that
that's a
had
badass.
me ripped to like the edge of my seat. Like that's one that I couldn't watch before my jiu-jitsu match because that would amp me up. I wanted to be like calm and chill. But that was like edge of the seat thriller kind of thing.
Hmm.
And then there's that other one of the mountain lion, I think. And it's trying to take down a goat on the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
And like they tumble, I think it was like 30 feet, like 3 stories at least.
Yeah.
Like off the top of a building onto jagged rocks.
Yeah.
And it keeps going after that.
Oh yeah.
Nature's crazy, man.
Gives you an idea of just how tough those animals are.
Yeah, and it caught it, and it killed it. And it was
Yeah.
just like, dude. And that shit's in our back.
Yeah.
Like, that's in our backyard.
Well, do you ever see the picture that some guy got? It was a few years ago now. Of it was in I think it was in Glacier National Park in Montana,
All right.
and some guy because the roads are closed for a portion of the year, and
Oh,
some
like
guy
on
was like,
this going to the sun road?
well,
That
there's
one?
that road. I think that's in Colorado,
No, that one's Montana or Idaho. One of
something
the
like
two.
that. It's one of those roads.
Yeah.
But the guy was going down the road, and he came across a cougar and a bighorn sheep laying in the middle of the road, and there's a cliff, like a giant, like 60, 70 foot cliff beside them. And the cougar's mouth, like they were both dead.
Yeah.
The cougar's mouth was full of sheep fur. And
So he
yeah, he had
died
grabbed the
going over
sheep. Exactly. They both like were fighting, fell off the cliff and died on the road. But the sheep hit the ground so hard that its horn popped off because those horns are just hollow
Yeah.
with like blood vessels and stuff on a stump on the inside. And so it was just like a stump. And then the horn sheath is like laying on the ground somewhere else, but it hit the ground so hard that it just popped right off.
Man, that's the most insane thing ever.
Well,
Nature. Oh yeah, maybe not. Insane,
not
but
as insane as when I found that human skull.
Yeah, yeah. That was when you messaged me that, and you're like, "Hey, guess what I did this week?" And I was like, "Hey, you do this weekend." And when you told me that story, I was like, "That was insane."
No, it really is crazy though when you see that stuff and you like realize what goes on outside of your house, I guess.
Oh,
Or outside the grocery store, my favorite place.
yeah, yeah. You get to see all those fun people.
That's where I do most of my hunting is at the grocery store.
Yeah, totally. Oh man. Yeah. There's I've been stalked by a mountain lion actually.
hmm
That was
What was her name?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cougar. That was one of the most scared I've actually been.
Yeah.
Because I know those things they don't come at you from the front.
No.
You always have to have your eyes on them. So I walked backwards all the way to my house that one time.
hmm
That was a long walk.
hmm
Like
It's funny. I had when I first, probably around the time I first met you, which is 6 or so years ago now, I think, something like that.
yeah.
I was living with this guy who's a wingsuit pilot, like the squirrel suit guys,
Oh yeah,
and he would always have like his squirrel friends come over from wherever. And so there was this guy from Quebec. there was this guy.
Squirrel friends.
There was this guy from Quebec who's not around anymore, but he was here with another friend of his from Quebec, and they were doing like jumps off the local mountain hauling. And I remember they came home probably their first day hiking, and because they'd start super early in the morning when the wind's really calm, so usually they start in the dark, and they by the time they get up, the sun's just rising.
Yeah.
Um, and they came back to the house, and he's like, "Yeah, it was weird. Like the whole time I was hiking, I felt like something was watching me." I'm like, "Dude, something's for sure watching you. There's
Well,
cougars here."
well, we got that. So earlier I said that we're pretty stupid compared to animals. Like animals know everything. Like a
Yeah,
horse will know that there's something in front of you way before that you know it or around you.
yeah,
But we do have that gut instinct.
we do, and
That
that's
gut instinct is one of the strongest things that you should almost. Well, I always try to live by that because if I feel something's wrong, I feel something's off with someone,
mhm,
whether it's oh I don't want to be around this person or even like say our friendship
yeah.
when I feel like oh shit there's something
Adam's off a bit right now.
yeah
Yeah,
let's pull him in, let's have a talk,
yeah,
but I go by that gut instinct and that's almost one of my credos. Like I go by that all the time because it's well I try to. When I don't,
hmm
I find something went to shit
totally.
or like that's when something happens.
Isn't that funny? Because like I 100% agree with you because like what you were saying about trusting your instinct and like when we were talking earlier about overthinking things, I came to a conclusion, this is a couple years ago now, that every time I've followed my gut instinct, like my true instinct, not my overthinking, rationalizing instinct, whenever I've followed my true instinct, things have worked out well. Like for example, I'll just use I meet somebody and I have an off feeling about them. I don't pursue a continued relationship with that person, and later on, I find out that something happened a certain way. Like it happened with a guy that I knew from back in Ontario. Um, and that was just me following my instinct. And then there's other times where you just rationalize to yourself like, oh no, this is okay, this
Or
is
you use
that.
your brain,
Where you use
and
your brain and then
like,
you end up
this is
making a mistake.
100%.
Yeah.
I find that with almost all of my life. Like if I just took my gut instinct, that initial feeling
Hmm.
of, yeah, let's do this,
Yeah.
as opposed to, oh, why did I do that?
Totally.
Let's no,
Hey.
and I rationalize it to myself in what I think an intellectual way, but that's me dismissing like
Reality.
thousands upon thousands of years of evolution that I think that we've kept with us is that gut instinct,
Yeah.
that initial feeling.
Totally.
Um,
I mean, we don't even need to think of examples now that I think about it. We already talked about an example about exercise. You have the instinct to go out and do something. You're like, I should go do something. And
yeah,
then you spend 20 minutes telling yourself reasons not to do it.
Y-
When you know that if you go outside, like it's not even a question. You know that when you go outside and start it, you're going to be like, oh, this isn't that bad.
yeah,
This is
but
totally fine.
and that comes back down to the intelligent people.
Yeah.
That whole dilemma or paradox almost that you're like, ah, you're smart enough to convince yourself
Hmm.
the natural instinct within yourself. You're smart enough to go against that
Yeah.
with reasons,
Hmm.
reasons that you've come up with.
Hmm.
And then if you actually follow it, you're just like, man, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's insane how we think nowadays. And I say that I try to go by my gut, but sometimes I just like it's not even there because
Yeah.
it's so pushed down upon all this overthinking or whatever it is.
Hmm.
So I think if everyone could just follow their gut a little bit more,
Yeah.
not you eat first because if you're hungry and you follow your gut, you're gonna you're gonna lead yourself to the snack bin store or
Totally.
whatever kind of thing. But yeah, you follow your gut and you're generally ending up in a better place.
Oh, I just thought of the funniest comparison to that. It's like when you're like, this is so inappropriate, but like when you're thinking about like, let's say you've got well, you're married,
Yeah.
so it's different for you. But like for me, there's been plenty of situations where I'm like, should I hang out with this girl? Should I hook up with this girl? Blah blah. If you just whack off before you think about it, you'll make a better decision.
That's why you don't go to the grocery store hungry, my friend. That's why you don't do that.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
Well, that's actually a very common theme across like social media. Is like, do I really want to hook up with him or call him? Then you just masturbate,
Yeah.
and then your head is clear.
You're thinking clearly. It's not even a joke. It's absolutely true.
100%.
Like I could have saved myself so much stress in my entire life. Like not even a joke the amount of stress I could have saved myself throughout I'd still have hair. That's how much stress I would have saved myself.
I don't know about that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but
hilarious.
like my grandma always used to say, she's like, "Don't go to the grocery store hungry,"
Hmm.
and that applies. Like you can take that motif and you can apply it to everything.
Yeah.
Don't do something when you want to do something.
Totally.
Do it when you're clear headed.
Yeah.
And do it if your gut tells you to.
Yeah. It is true what you were saying though about enacting an idea or like overthinking things is like I heard Jocko use a really good I can't remember what episode it was, but I was listening to it when I was up north in the summer and he was saying he's like there is a graveyard of good ideas out there that nobody acted on because they
Oh,
overthought the process. Like don't overthink it, just do it. Like
yeah.
you have an idea, start doing it right away.
And
Which I'm really bad for.
uh,
I'm terrible about doing it. You're much better than me at doing it. I'm like so bad at like acting on an idea that I've had.
I've become better. And one of the things that started me getting better at that was starting this club.
For sure.
Because the old one closed, I was like, man, I still want to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't have the means, so I had my business partner Rich there. and good friend. We started up a club, and